We're learning today Nishmas Etta Ahuva Bazaka Maseches Kelim Perik Yud Aleph Mishnah Hey Akrav Shel Prumbia. Prumbia is a metal piece that goes into the animal. The Rush says over that we find this word Prumbia has other words throughout Chas, Meseg or Resen, but it's all the same thing. It's the metal piece that went into the animal. Tamei it's Mikabel Tuma, but the Chayayim Tahira, but the part that was put in the cheeks of the animal, which eventually got attached to the akrav, if it's not yet attached, that's tar. However, Rabbi Eliezer metame b'lechayim. Rabbi Eliezer holds that lechayim is tamei. V'chachamim oimrim ein tamei el akrav. No, only the akrav, the metal piece that went into the mouth, is tamei, not the part by the cheeks. So the Tezyantev asks, chachamim hainu tanakama. Ayin sham, what the answer is. What's the yisoid in our Mishnah? Why is the lechayim part tar? So the Rambam in Kelim Perik Tes Halacha Aleph says because it doesn't have a shem b'fnei atzmai. I know what we learned in Perik Yud Aleph Mishnah Beis. In this Perik in Mishnah Beis, we said that if there's a shem levai, it has to be kol sheyesh l'shem b'fnei atzmai is tamei. The Mishnah said if shem levai, then it's tar. So this is a shem levai, and the Rambam learns shem levai means it doesn't have a shem b'fnei atzmai. And the Ravid over there argues and says that's not the vart. The vart is because the l'chayayim is mishamish l'tzorich the behema. The Hainu, the Ravid sheet over there is really the taich in the Mishnah Beis is not just the fact that it doesn't have a shem b'fnei atzmai. He holds that it's daf because it's l'inyan shimush. So l'inyan shimush, it's not used by itself, so then it's not going to be tamei. There's a Reb Chaim that's masber in Kelim Perik Yud Halacha Tesvav. The machoik is the Rambam and the Ravid. The Mishnah ends off with b'shas chipurim hakol tamei. But when you attach it together, when you attach the l'chayayim part to the akrev, then it will be mikabel tuma. Mishnah Vav Pika shel mateches Rabbi Akiva mitamei v'chachamim mitaharin umitzupa tahirin. What's a pika shemateches? The Rash brings two shitas. He brings a goyin that has to do with the animal, but then he says venira that it's the heavy part of the spinning tool that holds down the spinning tool, and the stick of the spinning tool is attached to it. So here again, the Rambam over here is in Pirush Mishnah. It says that the reason why the Chachamim hold that this pika shamateches, this weight is tar, is because it doesn't have a shem b'fnei atzma. Even if a person says a pika loyada leizadavar, he doesn't know what he's referring to because it could be referring to a different parts of this spinning tool, and therefore will not become tamei according to the Tanakam, according to the Chachamim. And the Taisus Yantav asks that let's go into the streets and ask people what do you call it? How could there be a machlekes and Rekiv in the Rabbanan? At first he wants to say that Mar Kiyasev, Veloy Pligi, they're just in different places, but then he's mechiach that the Rambam says halacha chachamim Tosefta also is mavur it's a machlekes. The shayla is exactly what they're arguing about. But if it's mitzupa, the Mishnah says then it's for sure going to be tar. The Rambam again l'shitase holds that it creates that's mitzupa with matches is tar, and that's the way he learns our Mishnah. However, the Rash, we said earlier, the Rosh is chaylik on this, so they learn that the Mishnah over here, mitzupa tar, zak the Rash, kimoisha pirashti by kustera. It's the same exact thing that we had in Mishnah Daled, and over there he learned that you go basar the ikr. So over here also, the vart is that we're not going to look at the tzipor, we're going to go basar the ikr. And the question is just why, if it was made out of kliyates, then the Rash and Rosh Hashita is that you would look basa the tzipoi that's metal and you would say that it's tamei. So why, when it's metal and metal, do you go basa the ikr and you say that it is tahar? So really, this question is on that Mishnah also by klustera, or by this case, and huadin in the next case. Let's just say in the next case also, the Mishnah continues hakush ve'ima v'amaka, which are all different parts of the spinning tools. Or v'simfoinim v'chalosh ha'matachas are musical instruments. Tamein, they're tamei, umitzupin tahirin. So again, the Rambam learns that the reason why it's tar is because it's a kliyates that's mitzupa with matches, and he holds that it's tar. And again, the Rash says that it's similar to klustera. So all these cases, the Rash is going to hold, even though he holds that kliyates ha'mitzupa kli matches is going to be a kliyates that has a metal plate is going to be tamei, But the metal with a metal plate, that he's going to go basa the ikar and say that it's tar. So the Mishnah Melech says in all these cases, the vart is because in all our Mishnayos, it's more the same kli. It's mimin echad, and therefore since it's mimin echad, you go basar. They're both made out of metal, so then you go basar the ikar. Mishnah's Tyrus from Rabbi Somer Garbez, he wants to say that all our three Mishnayos are talking about Tumi Yishana, and by Tumi Yishana, you're not going to go basar the tzipui. That's why all these three cases are tahar. Ayin Sham. The Mishnah ends off, Simfainem Yeshba Beis Kibel Kinafayim, then Ben Kachu Ben Kach Tmeya, since a Klimateches with the Beis Kibel, then for sure it will be Mekabel Tuma.